Hello, hello. Happy Friday. Hey, everybody. Oh, I've lost my chat. There it is. Whoop, whoop, there's my chat. All right. Hi, Rainy. Maribel. Ola Joe is here. Yay, Ola Joe is in the house. Patty's here. Yay. Hello, Lorna. Good evening to you all. How are you guys doing? How the heck are ya? Pam's Crafty Heart is here. And Denny's here. I can call her Denny. Y'all call her. That's Denisha to you. Who else is here? There was somebody else here earlier. Mimi is here. She says her eyes are getting better. Okay. How are you guys? Your brother-in-law and nephew just came through. Oh, that's nice. That's good. That's going to be good for Mr. Sailor. That's good for him. Absolutely. Very nice. Karen B, oh my goodness. Oh, hugs, 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 friend. Good to see you. You're going to be knitting and watching tonight. I'm revisiting an old case that we talked about here. Hey, Darth Mom. Good to see you. You're intrigued. Okay, do you know anything about this one? That was me. Yes, Victoria was before the. Yes, it was Victoria. She was here before the comments started showing up. I'll bet you are. There's Chuck. Long Cool Woman is Chuck. Good to see you, Chuck. So this case is one that I've been alluding to that we were going to go back and revisit. And this one is I know a lot about this one. Let's put it this way. And this would probably be if I had to say that there was a case that kind of brought me into the true crime and liking the true crime stuff and being intrigued by the true crime stuff, this would be that case. Hello, Gracie. Good evening, good evening. You're having eye issues. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Mimi said she's doing a little bit better. So if you all would like to, we actually can go back in and we can watch some of the earlier episode. However, and let me tell you what I'll be working on. Bring in my screen here. Here I am. So I'm working on the capelet tonight as we talk. What are you guys working on? Why does that look a little wide right there for some reason? Let me go back. I wonder if I did something there. A little tightening up. Oh, thank you. This is one of my Temu shirts. I have really, really enjoyed this shirt, and I have worn it a lot, and it has held up really, really well. I'm really kind of surprised that it held up this well. And it was one of the softer ones that I had purchased. Victoria's working on teddies. Trying to stay awake. Oh, okay. So let me go back over here for a minute. This is the shirt she's talking about, and it's got butterflies all over it. Yeah. It has been, I don't know about you guys, but it has been a rather slow week on YouTube. It's been a rather slow week in businesses, and there's just like been a lull. I don't know, maybe that's not the same for everybody, but to me it's been. Are you working on the Sirdar one, Rainey? Is that the Sirdar blanket? I have put mine down for a minute, working on a couple other things. Yeah, put mine down. I did several squares and got kind of going on it, and then I've kind of lost gumption on it a little bit. Got coffee in the Texas cup tonight. Hello, Shad. Oh, thank you so much. So good to see you too. Yeah. Not been slow for true crime. Well, Donna, this was a Donna week. Donna Adelson is guilty. Someone said earlier today, gee, they could have, that jury could have done that one remote. That was a perfect day for that one. A new earpiece covers for your headphones. Oh. Well, that's cool that you can do that and they're still working well enough. I'm glad to hear that. Making the Stardust tea. Ah. I bet that's going to be pretty. Your ranunculus was gorgeous. This one's different. Cool. Awesome. Yes. It's kind of like the Valo one, to get it done and over with. Except I really think they should do something about Wendy. I don't think Wendy is 100% innocent at all. I really don't. Lemon and ginger tea sweetened with honey. Ah, I've got honey in my coffee tonight. You don't think she'll be arrested? Well, they're not going to unless they have enough to convict. Hey, Bree. There's my friend Bree. I'm so glad you came by. Oh, Lorna's got lemon and ginger too. New grandbaby. Congratulations, Chuck. Lorna, you think there's enough to arrest or enough to convict? Do you really? I know that they're saying that as far as Wendy goes, that she probably was the only one who knew Dan Markle's, or Merkel. I don't know how you say his name actually. I think it's Merkel. She's the only one that really truly knew his schedule. Oh, okay. So there's maybe some stuff we haven't heard about, which could be. It could be. Oh, that's awesome. Denny's an old pro at those grandbabies. She's got like 8 or 10 of them. Big blanket hello to everyone from Joan. Yay. Oh, there was someone at the door. You're like, I'm supposed to be on with my friends right now. It could be for Charlie or Harvey. Oh, for Harvey. Yeah, I don't know. I'm confused with the Harvey thing. Okay, I want to bring in an article for you. So I'm doing the trial of, as in the free trial of newspapers.com, because I wanted to look for some information where I could give you really good overview for this case. Hello, Lori. Lori, you are so accident prone, girlfriend. What the hell? Here, I'll drop it for you. Lori. Girlfriend. Oh, I'm so sorry. She dropped her phone in water using the computer and may not be able to stay long. Okay. Well, thank you for coming in. I hope, did you stick it in rice? Does that still work? All right, here we go. I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to do it this way. Let's see if that works. This is, I don't know that I like that. Let's try it like this. This is Faryion Wardrip right here. That guy. "21. I was wrong. Denny's got 21 grandkids, and she's winning. Her and Chuck are neck and neck. Coming down the pipe. Wait, maybe I shouldn't say it that way. Yeah. Girl, at least you're laughing about it. That is just some funny shit right there, though. Can't with you. I can't. Okay. So here is from Wichita Falls, Texas newspaper, Sunday, February the 14th of 1999. This was volume 92, number 273, and that paper was $1.50 at the time. That was the Sunday paper. I do remember when the Sunday paper was 75 cents, though. Hello, Leanie. Come on in. I'm so glad you're here. Awesome. So here is a timeline. I wanted to go over here to the timeline. You see this over here with the first girl here at the top. December 21st, 1984 is Terry Sims. Let's see, it says I can go. Yes. A 20-year-old technician at Bethania Regional Healthcare Center. She's found stabbed to death in a friend's apartment, and she'd been tied up and essayed. Usually I just say the words because I haven't had any problem. Hi, Tamra. Good evening, Tamra. You have a song? Yes, that's going around too. Oh, good grief, honey. You feel better. Oh, I'm sending you some love. I hope you feel better soon. And then January the 19th of 1985, Tony Gibbs, a 23-year-old nurse at Wichita General Hospital, disappears. Her car is later found abandoned on a Wichita Falls street. February 15th of 1985, Gibbs' body is found in an Archer County field. On May 6th of 1985, Danny Wayne Laughlin is indicted in Archer County on perjury charges after he lied to a grand jury saying he had not visited the field where Gibbs' body was found. August of 1985, Laughlin is convicted of perjury and burglary charges and sentenced to prison term of 2 to 7 years. He is paroled in 1987, and that's Danny Laughlin right here. Ellen Blau, a 21-year-old Midwestern State University student, disappears after a night of working at Subs and Suds. Her badly decomposed body is found 3 weeks later in a field off of Burke Burnett Road. This is Ellen right here. October 7th of 85, Laughlin is indicted on murder charges in Gibbs' slaying. April 8, 1986, Laughlin's murder trial starts in Archer County. The jury will later be deadlocked at 11 to 1 for acquittal, and a judge will declare a mistrial. So only one person thought he was guilty. Only one was going to vote for guilty. May 6th of 1986, a relative finds the body of Tina Elizabeth Kimbrough, a waitress and bartender, in her Wichita Falls apartment. She had been suffocated. May 10th of 1986, Faryion Edward Wardrip, 27, is arrested by Galveston police, responding to a suicide call. He tells them that he killed someone in Wichita Falls. December 2nd of 86, Wardrip pleads guilty to Kimbrough's murder and receives a 35-year sentence. September 1993, Laughlin dies in a car wreck in Cripple Creek, Colorado. You can't make this shit up, I'm telling you. Relatives say he was hunted by police and haunted until the end of his life by the bogus charges filed against him in Texas. In November of 1996, advanced DNA clears Laughlin of Gibbs' murder. However, I will tell you this, his mother died before he was cleared. Hello, Kathy. Good to see you. Yeah, I wasn't sure what that was either. What is Duolingo? December of 97, Wardrip is paroled for the murder of Tina Kimbrough. He gets paroled. February 13th of 99, he is arrested on murder charges for Sims slaying. All right, so how do I go back? There we go. Now right here in this picture right here, this is the bus where Tony was found. And this man standing right here is Barry Maka. He is the district attorney in Wichita County. And he's looking over the scene. That is February of 1985. Oh, she's learning languages, y'all. She says she's learning languages. So let me read. By all accounts, Faryion Edward Wardrip turned his life around when he was paroled from prison in December of 1997. The convicted murderer found a home at the Olney, Texas Church of Christ, where he taught Sunday school classes and made sure he was present every time they opened the doors, his father said. Wardrip remarried, landed a job as a purchasing agent at a reputable Olney company, and dotted all his I's and crossed all his T's, his boss said. But there's no statute of limitations on murder. As Wardrip found out Saturday when he was charged with the 14-year-old slaying of a Wichita Falls woman. What's more, authorities said Wardrip could be responsible for 2 more killings that occurred in 1985, and they plan to charge him in at least one of those cases. The accusations dumbfounded Wardrip's family and friends. All right, now we got to go to page 10A. I have no idea how to get to page 10A. This is a part of, okay, maybe it's, no? I don't see a way to get there. Okay, hold on. Let me play around with that for just a moment. Okay, I think I found it. Maybe. See if this is the same one. Yes, this is the same one. No, I don't think it is. Spanish. You're learning Spanish. It's like what they teach in high school. Well, that's cool. I've thought about taking German again, but I haven't done it. Okay, let me go back. There was where I was. So, authorities have arrested a man in the brutal rape and slaying of Wichita Falls nurse Tony Gibbs. Words to that effect first appeared in print more than 13 years ago, long before Saturday, when Olney resident Faryion Wardrip was accused of killing Gibbs. Wardrip, 39, was arrested Saturday and charged with murder in the 1984 death of Terry Sims, a 20-year-old college student whose sexually assaulted body was found tied up in her Wichita Falls apartment. Actually, it was not her apartment. Investigators said they planned to slap Wardrip with another murder charge, this one in Gibbs slaying. But in 1986, the name most closely linked with Gibbs was Danny Wayne Laughlin, a luckless barback who eventually stood trial and was later cleared of her stabbing death. Laughlin first drew detectives' attention shortly after Gibbs' mutilated body was found in an Archer County field in February of '85. Danny brought some of this on himself, said his lawyer. He kind of inserted himself into the investigation. Yes, he did. He worked in the club where she was last seen. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and come in here and give you some background. I know I'm bouncing it around because I need to. So Terry Sims was a nursing student at Bethania Hospital. At the time, we had, and I say we because I was living in Wichita Falls, and we had two hospitals. We had Wichita General Hospital, which is where I birthed both of my children. And then we had Bethania Hospital. Bethania Hospital was the Catholic hospital. And the Catholic Daughters of America and some other Catholic organizations were the backbone of that hospital. The two hospitals combined and became United Regional Healthcare, and they knocked down Wichita General. It's no longer there. It's gone. So the hospital where I had my kids is gone. It's been knocked down. And now it's just one system. Now, I know this is happening all over the place. It's happened in Abilene as well, where they had Abilene Regional, and then they had, gosh, I'm trying to remember the name of the other, maybe Abilene Memorial. I'm not sure, but they had two different hospitals, and now those are both a part of the same system. It's two locations now. Hello, LJ. Welcome in. So I know it's happening in a lot of places. So anyway, Terry was working at Bethania. Tony Gibbs was working at Wichita General. Faryion Wardrip was a janitor at Wichita General. So he had seen these people, and these people had seen him. He was not unknown. He was around, okay, but not necessarily going places and doing things with them, with these nurses and stuff. They just knew of him from working at the hospital. I'm feeling a lot better, LJ. Thank you very much. Yes, feeling a lot better. So in the title of this, I put the mind of a serial killer. And this is one of the things I wanted to discuss was we always say, what makes them do what they do? Well, besides they're a piece of shit, okay? They sometimes have grown up in bad situations. They grow up with a sense of not liking women. There's a lot of psychology behind why they do what they do. Hey, Lori. Oh, that sounds nice. And in Faryion Wardrip's situation, because he said in his own words that he would get mad. And when he would get mad, a lot of times he was doing drugs or he'd been drinking or both. And he would have a fight with his wife. And he'd go out walking. And if he got mad enough, he'd go out and in order to get rid of this anger, he would take it out on another woman. And that's what he explained. He didn't know what that was called. Which one? Which one, Bree? I don't know if I missed something. Sounds good. Yeah, I missed it too. I didn't see which one she was talking about, which series. So I don't understand. With Tony Gibbs, he took her, he got in her car, and she had left the hospital, and he got in, the mind of a serial killer. Oh, I didn't realize it was a series. I might not have seen that. Oh, wait. That's Kathleen Ramsland. I was going to talk about that. I totally forgot it was called that. Yes, the Kathleen Ramsland. Now, if y'all don't know who Kathleen Ramsland is, she is the, okay, here, let me do this. I'm going to bring this in while I talk. Kathleen Ramsland is the professor who Koberger was under in her class. He was taking her class up there in Idaho. And that was very interesting. And also in that program, there is Dawson, and she is part of the podcast with Paul Holes. Yes, that's right, Joan. Oreos. What you talking about? There's no Oreos back there. What you talking about? You mean right back here? You talking about like right there? Those aren't Oreos. Those are markers. Those are markers, Denny. Are you wanting Oreos? Yes. Kathleen Ramsland wrote about BTK and taught, cornholer, cornburger. Yes, exactly. And then Dawson has a podcast with Paul Holes called Buried Bones, and I listened to it, and it's really, really good. They do a lot of older cases. Anyway, I didn't even remember that when I put that in the title. So, I can't do it this way. I really can't. So sad, she says. Not Oreos. So sad. Now LJ wants Oreos. That's funny. Okay. So I have a lot of connection to this case in the fact that the first victim, who was Terry Sims, December 21st, 1984, they had gone to a party, her and her friend Lisa Boone. They were classmates and they worked together. And after the party, they were coming back to Lisa's house. And Lisa got a phone call that she needed to go back to Bethania for another shift. They needed her for another shift. So she gave Terry all of her keys and everything to her apartment. And Terry was at the apartment, and honestly, Lisa had not been gone all that long. And Faryion Wardrip saw her and knocked on the door and wound up pushing his way in and killing her. Now, where she was at, Terry was in Lisa Boone's apartment, and this apartment was actually I can't think of the word now, but there were two together. So it was like it was a house, and there were two apartments together. Duplex. That's the word, duplex. And that duplex, from where my house where I was at, I was in a duplex. And I was, if you went two or three houses down and you went across the street and down two houses, that's where that duplex was, where Terry Sims was killed. Okay. Now, I was unaware at the time of Terry Sims being killed. I had an incident where I was home alone, and there was a knock on the door, and I went to the door, which was locked and in the deadbolt. Everything was locked and deadbolted because I was by myself. My first husband was working. This was late at night, and he was working the late shift. I had been working, at that time I was working at Bennigan's, which is a restaurant. I don't know how many of you have ever heard of Bennigan's. But I was working at Bennigan's, and I had come home from a shift, and I had done the dishes and tidied up the house and done a bunch of stuff while my husband was not there. And I go to the door and I look out, and at first I see this guy, and he's pacing back and forth across the porch. And at first I think that he's my brother-in-law because he was real squirrely looking. And my brother-in-law at that time was on drugs, was squirrely. He wound up in jail. I thought it was him. That's exactly who I thought it was. And I thought, I do not want anything to do with him. You know, his brother's not here. I'm by myself. I'm not letting him in. Just not letting him in. So I turned the light off, and I backed way up. And all those dishes I had done, for some reason, and I don't know how long I had been standing there, but I'd been standing for quite a while waiting for this guy to leave, and I didn't want him to see me moving around or anything. I just wanted him to go away. And there was a bang in the kitchen, and I about pissed my pants right then. And I stood there frozen. The coffee pot fell off. Me and the coffee. The coffee pot fell off the dishes. I still gets me to this day thinking about it. Yeah. Years later, I will find out about Terry and the night that she was killed. And I had a friend whose husband was working on the case. He was an investigator. Wasn't the investigator that took Faryion Wardrip down, but he was working on the case. He was on the team. And I gave her my information, and she said, yes, it all adds up to that was the night that he killed Terry Sims. So he was there on my porch. Yes. Yeah, I think most of them are closed now. Here's the thing. One of the victims that he killed was Ellen Blau, and she and I worked together at Bennigan's. Yeah. Hey, Rosie. So Terry Sims was the first one. Then there was Tony Gibbs. And then there was, and I believe I have to go back to the newspaper article. Let's go back to it because I get confused about the timeline. Okay, yes, he killed Terry Sims, and then he killed Tony. Right? I know. Thank God I didn't open that door. I know. Hey, Arity. Hey. Okay. Then he killed Ellen, the girl I worked with. She had a bicycle, and she rode that bicycle everywhere, and she called it Trigger. And there's more coincidences with her, too, actually. She was staying with, and Ellen was living in an apartment complex that was around the corner from our two duplexes. It was around down the street and down the corner, okay? It still haunts me. It really does. She was living with Janie. Janie Ball was a bartender at Bennigan's, and she's the one who I did my interview with when I got hired at Bennigan's, was with Janie Ball. And then he killed Tina Kimbrough. And I believe that he felt he had this breakup. He had a breakup with his wife. Well, my first husband had some definite, he assaulted me. And that was another thing that I have not told y'all, those of you that know me. He assaulted me, which is a very difficult thing because you don't know what to do when it's your husband. Anyway, that had already occurred before this incident. And I was living with him. And yeah, so there was a lot about my mindset and where I was and being the age that I was also, because I would have been 22, maybe 21, maybe 22 at the time that these happened. And these girls were that age. These girls were that age. So, it was, and everybody was scared. Everybody was scared because Tony is the one that we all remembered seeing. Let me bring this back in. Tony, right here. She is the one that we all saw. She worked at the hospital. This picture right here, this picture was everywhere. Oh, I see you, LJ. Yes. I know that a lot of my fellow creative people are survivors. Yep. There's a lot of us. Hey, Rosie, that is so good. I'm so glad you got to see that. I am so glad you got to see that and have that fun. Yeah, so, okay, they don't have, let's see, Terry was 20, Tony was 23, Ellen was 21. Trying to see where Tina was right about that age too. Yep. There's a lot of us. I feel for all of you. Yes, it was just different. It was just so different, and I would not have known. I just did not know. And I didn't tell my mom. My mom never knew what happened. I never ever it would have been really hard for her to know about that. Oh, said I lost my channel for a minute there. Said I got a little disconnected. Am I back? Am I back, y'all? Because I got a little notification saying that I lost connection. We do have some storms around us tonight. Turn my fan on. Get a little warm. Okay. So, would have been scared to death. It is scary. But you feel like it's just, I know what it's like not to tell people, because that feeling of who do you tell? And it's almost like you just swallow everything and move on. You just move on. And you kind of pretend it didn't happen. Well, that didn't happen. It's not what I think it was. It's not. I'm thinking that I'm blowing this up and that it's more than what I'm thinking it is. That's kind of how you do. It's still 80 degrees here. It was warm. It's been warm the last couple of days, but we have a cool front coming in, and that's why we have some little popcorn storms, we call them. Okay, so oh shoot, meant to go that way. So I have all these connections to it. Now, the thing that I wanted to do this time around in talking about this was to talk more about the cases and the whys and all of those things, right? Why, like I said, why he did what he did. He was mad. He was on drugs and all of those things. he was ticked off at his wife. He had no control of himself at all. Yeah. Well, I think it was for me, Lori, is more like nobody would believe it because it was the husband. Like, you know, now some people think, well, that might have just been a kinky night. No, no. There is a big difference, a real big difference. Yes. Oh, Bree, that is very unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. Those are hard. The feelings that are hard and you have been when things have happened to you. The thing that is hard is the frustration. Frustration is it's not that I get mad. It's that I get so frustrated and I don't know what to do with my frustration. That's the hard part, is controlling that. It's still to this day, at 61 years old, I still have moments where I get really ticked off. And it's really not that big a deal, the things I get ticked off about. It's still there. You know, I get all into whatever it is and not able to, I have to work really hard at not getting over the top with being upset. Yeah, and that's true too. It was always her fault. It was her fault. She did something. She had to have done something. Well, she pissed him off. Was she this or she that? She always would have. And yeah, it was always. Hey, Sally. Yep, right. It was also, yes. It was also considered acceptable for that. Now, I do know. Getting back to Wardrip, and I don't remember now. It is in the book. So the book, did I show you guys the book? Let me find, give me a moment. Let me find that. And I will show it to you. I have not found this on Audible. But I have it on Kindle. You can find it in several different places. I wanted you to see the cover. Hi, Lynn. This is the cover right here that I have. This is the hardcover. I don't know how to make that bigger, y'all. This is on Thrift Books. You can get the hardcover. It's the same book. You can get that one for $7.39. But the paperbacks with this cover is a little bit different. But this is the book. It's by Carlton Stowers. Now, the reason I bring that up and to y'all is because he went to the trials. Yes, that's the one right there. Harity, you got it? Cool. Today really is kind of a introduction Now, here's what I want to do, you guys. I want to go to Wichita Falls, and I want to film in some of the places where these things happened. How do you guys feel about that? Okay, hello, Joyce. She's getting caught up. Yay. Good evening, good evening. That's not bad. That's not bad. Tax title license, that's not bad. That's real good. Like I said, I have it on Kindle, and I think that's about what I paid, around $10 for it. I used to have the book itself. So, okay. Anyway, today was really just an intro. Now, if you want to, I don't know if anybody's interested in doing this, okay? Oh my goodness, wait a minute. Karen says, some men are just like that. We were lucky because at least my father didn't hit us, even though the mental abuse was through the roof. I'm sorry. Listen, there is no difference. It's almost worse than the physical. Would you guys like to see those places? Well, that's okay, Arity. You don't have to do that. I have it on Kindle. It's all right. I have not seen it on Libby. I don't know. Maybe the library itself, but I wasn't able to find it on Libby. If anybody can, let me know. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But so tonight, here's the thing. If you want to, we can watch. Hang on. Let me find it real quick. Only if I promise to say yes. I think it would be interesting to go back and do that again. All right, hold on. Now I am on. I'm on my page, and if you go here to this little search engine right here, you can put Faryion Wardrip episode 2. All right, this episode right here is the first time that I talked about this case. Hey, Brian, good evening. So glad you came in. Yeah, I need to talk to him and see how he feels about doing that. That's kind of what I was thinking too, Arity, is that maybe he'd like to go to War Bonnet Records and, a couple places in Wichita, go have lunch and that kind of thing and make a day of it, and that we might do it. But the thing is, the thing about doing it when he's with me is that I have to do it when he's off work. See what I'm saying? So And I would like to do it soon. All right. This episode is the second installment of A Stitch in Crime. Do you guys want to watch it again? And I can kind of skip through and tell you, I've kind of told you the story again. But if you want to watch it here together, we can. Oh, that's good, Brian. I'm glad to hear that. There are a couple of sketchy places, I can tell you that. And look at some of your comments. Or do you guys want me to just link it and you guys can watch it on your own? Could do that too. Let me see. Oh my gosh, in this one, I was working on Mr. Fiber's blanket. "11 days? Whoop, whoop." That's awesome. On the road to recovery. That's funny. Oh, that's funny. Here, let me show y'all. So this is, wow. Let me play just a few minutes of it here. Look at that. I was working on Mr. Fiber's blanket. Wow. I'm going to skip some stuff. Okay. This is where it starts. All right. Wow. 24 minutes in. I haven't changed a bit. I'm still taking that long to say hi to everybody. It's raining. It's raining here. I don't know how this whole internet thing's going to go. It turned out really good. That blanket turned out wonderful. Can't stay much longer. Okay. Wow, Denny. Can't believe that. Just two. That's right. Just two. Okay. Do y'all want to watch it or not? I need to know if you do. If not, I may go ahead and go because of this rain. See what it's doing. I think it's just rain. It's not anything. Yeah, it's just rain. Just rain. All right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, actually. I don't know if I did on the back out. Okay, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear it either. That's the other thing. If I play it, are you going to be able to hear it? Let me try. Let's see. I think the last time I had to do this on my phone. You tell me if you can hear it or not. Ready, set, go. Okay. All right. So it's the same thing as before. I have to put it on my phone. So give me just a minute to, for some reason, I can't make the microphone work for y'all. But I should be, with this one, I should be able to go in. Oh, Craig is live too. We're casting on while I talk. So my moderators are going to say hello to you guys. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Now I'm going to start to. So, today, Faryion, Wardrip. On 6, 19, Indiana. They're not going to